Up YouTube, back with another video. I want to go over this topic: why being righteous does not guarantee a good life. So let's get into it. It is raining. Hopefully the rain comes in a nice soothing way for you guys to hear this message. But let's get into it. So you have to understand that everything was built out of constructs for some sort of reason, whether it could be for a system for people to have order, whether it was for power, whether it was for other types of reasons, right? And when you really get to understand the true basis of life, it doesn't really care whether you are righteous or not. It really just cares of your intentions of why you're doing something, but it doesn't really care about you being, a good person or you being a right person. And, society has, in a lot of ways, constructed this form of, you need to be nice to people, you need to do this for people, you need to do that for people. And what it has created an unbalanced term, so a lot of people always have that question: why does bad things happen to good people? And the simple fact is because good people usually don't understand how life works. And it took me a while to really sit back and understand my own constructs within my own self. And to really examine that, I had to tell myself, just because I'm doing something for somebody doesn't guarantee, the same exchange or the same emotional exchange, right? So everything that you do can be a mirror back to you to see why you're doing something. And you can examine your intentions behind why you're doing something. So when you're trying to be a quote unquote righteous person within this world, you have to examine, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that for certain people? And it can go back to, you can trace these behaviors back to, probably certain things that happened in your childhood, whether how it was you were raised, who you were raised by. It can go within the systems of how you were perceived inside of school, all the way up into, college, how you interact. So you really have to start breaking down the identity of who you are, right? Because when the world, it really doesn't have like this place where, this concept of good and bad. You have to understand that things just happen. Life just happens. There may be a quote unquote great day. There may be a quote unquote bad day. But it's all based on how one perceives the situation. It's all based on how the person perceives the situation and whatever's going on within their realm. This is a great topic because, as I've lived inside of this life, I've noticed within my own life trying to be this overly righteous person. And it can go so deep into the dynamics of your family system, whether you're the middle child, whether you're the oldest, the youngest, right? All of these things play a part inside of why you are the person you are. And sorry guys. But But I had to really, in my own life, deconstruct this righteous mindset because ultimately I started to notice that when I was being, totally loyal to certain situations, or when I was being that the best person that I could be to, people, societies, trying to be the best, son, trying to be the best brother, trying to be, the best friend that I could be for my society. There was never no give back, and that's not to say that it's people's fault. It's not to say that it's anybody's fault. When you start to understand that you being a certain way does not give you special privileges, you start to really examine what everything is, right? Because not everybody is at the same level as you. And it's not to say that you don't deserve what you deserve, because if you are being with true intentions the person that you're supposed to be, then you deserve everything. But till you understand that nobody owes you anything in return for who you are, you start to go within yourself and find that you can give yourself what you need. Because a lot of times we behave in manners to fulfill our self identity, right? Because if I do this for somebody, they'll see me as a great person. Or if I do this as somebody, then, I get I basically get the representation of this is what I am. You know, there's a lot of people even inside of this society, they play the role as being righteous just to basically get to just get the trust of the people. you know so nothing really matters but your internal state, you know because you can't control what's going on the outside. You can't control how somebody views you. You can't. That's why I teach people on my channel to become all things. You have to become all things. You have to be comfortable with being not righteous. You have to become comfortable that people will say that, hey, you're not a nice person. You're a bad person. Because in their eyes, they that's what you are, and that's who you are. You can't control somebody's narrative. You can't. And that's why I teach people to become all things. Because once you become all things, you become comfortable with what people think you are. Does it mean it's who you are? No. But when you become comfortable with all things, you're not mad when somebody places a title on you. So you have to get outside of the mindset of being righteous. It does not guarantee you a good life. And when you understand that we are all at the disposal of other people's opinions, you'll see that nothing matters. And that's why, like, even when it comes to jobs, or trying to get a job, or they always have, oh, fill out give me 3 references. They always say, like, some places want like 5 references, and it's just like, do I really have 5 people in my life to really give me some type of good reference? you know you start to see how this world becomes very, very fake, because since we are all at the disposal of other people's opinions, a lot of people are afraid of being who they truly are, because like I explained, right? You need people to get jobs. You need people to get into certain situations in life. And you start to see how, you know, fake people are willing to be to get themselves into places. So what I've noticed in my life is that even when I was righteous, man, and I'm telling you, like, I'm not gonna say too much about myself, but um, if you checked my resume, man, it does not line up with my external life, because the thing is that the world does not care about titles. It doesn't care about, you know, what I've done to get to the places I've been. It doesn't care. And I'll even go as far into saying this, is that people don't care. People don't care if you went to college. People don't care if you won certain types of awards. People don't care if you was this big shot type of person, or you know back in the days, or anything like that. It doesn't matter, right? A lot of times, to get to places that you want to go, you have to know certain types of people. So it's all rigged. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. I would tell people the only thing that matters is finding that safe space within yourself. Finding that safe space within yourself and going within. But if you're trying to win the approval of others, man, you're going to find yourself in some dark, dark places, because everything is all rigged. People do not let you into a door unless they know fully who you are. People don't let you within a door until they have know fully who you are, or they have taken something from you to mold you into something that benefits their world, right? It's very rarely that you'll have people take you as who you are as a person. Very rare. Very rare. That's why you have to go within. You have to find people who are of the same soul essence as you, because that's why they have systems. People create certain systems, certain niches, right? And they mold you into what they want you to be, right? That's what this whole world is mostly about. Not this whole world, excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. I would say structures. Usually the structures within the world is mostly about, it's about molding you into something to benefit a certain system. And I'm not going to say that it's bad, but you want to find a system that works for you, that's going to take you the way that you are, you know? But being righteous does not guarantee a good life, you know? Most of the time you're fighting for your life. But I wanted to leave this message with you guys. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed. Understand that if you're gonna do good deeds, if you're gonna be a good person, do it from the bottom of your heart. Most people won't even respond to it, and that's okay. What matters is who you're becoming. Peace.